Self-sufficiency is something we all aspire to, and today's couple, Dan and Laurie, grow up to 80% of their own food. They've got an astonishing variety of produce here, including some really rather unusual gems you just won't find in your average garden. Come on. I can't believe how much this feels like a jungle. We're in the south of England, and this might as well be somewhere in the Amazon. What is the thinking here, Dan?
Well, Ben, I've always been mystified by the rainforest ever since I was a young boy, seeing tribes on TV and living self-sufficiently in the jungle. I just wanted to bring a bit of that to the UK, create a tropical paradise.
Yeah, and you used to live with tribes, or spent some time with them at least.
So for a number of years, yes, I wanted to really discover what it was to be with people still living an indigenous way of life, completely disconnected from the outside world, just to see how they grew food, how they interacted with each other and lived in community and interacted with the forest and the landscape around them.
And these are eucalypts here. How old are these guys?
These guys here are around 7 years old, and I grew those from seed as well.
So, I'm sorry, but my mind is totally blown here. 7 years old, and they are, I mean, they're big.
They're pretty fast growing.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they actually grow faster here than they do in Australia because of the moisture and the good soil we have. Yeah.
And do you use it for anything?
Yeah, so we've started growing small little patches of these as firewood, as our own sustainable source of firewood. We grow these because they grow much faster than the native trees for wood. So as well as being a beautiful place, the jungle also provides a hell of a lot of materials for us. Take, for example, there's two crops right next to each other here. We have our own bamboo, and we have loads of different varieties of this, so we no longer have to buy bamboo canes for when we're doing supports for plants. And we also have here some cannas, and this is a really beautiful tropical looking plant, but also has loads of different uses. For example, traditionally you can wrap food in these. Some of the native people of South America would do that. I've heard you can eat the inside of the stem here, and in times of famine they would even boil up and eat the tubers under the ground as well, the rhizomes.
It's got that look of banana leaf again, like when you wrap up fish and other things in them and steam it. So
yeah,
it's that kind of feel.
So cool.
Yeah.
But we actually use them most of all just as sustainable dinner plates. So we have a barbecue, then you can just chuck it on the ground.
What a great idea. No plastic plates, just chuck out your leaf. Nice, I like it.
This is our food forest, Ben, and it is such a valuable space to us, particularly at this time of year. We are blessed with so many fruits, and a food forest is kind of a hybrid orchard. So instead of just having well-spaced trees with lots of grass in between, you utilise all the grassy areas for things like fruiting bushes and shrubs and other perennial vegetables and herbs. This gooseberry bush that we've got here, thank you for helping me pick these.
Thank you for letting me help with this.
We have been meaning to get to this job for quite some time, and these gooseberries are more than ripe.
The red ones are just so pretty, aren't they? They're kind of like the little jewels hanging down, aren't they?
Yeah, this is Hinnomaki red. This is one of our favourite. The flavour is just, it's almost a little bit more like a grape, and they just look so beautiful on the bush as well. So I'm going to make some gooseberry compote with these later on. So yeah, they will go to good use.
Dan, there you are. Now there's a lot of beans here, isn't there? Is this all for you guys?
This is just for us actually, yeah. We tend to grow quite a bit more than what we might actually need due to losses, and some crops might do better than others. So we kind of take into account for that by growing quite a lot. So these particular beans, we dry most of those and store them in glass jars. That gives us a really good source of plant-based protein over the winter.
Lovely
period.
stuff. I love the way you've got these sort of like little alleyways of like tucking in corn here. Like there's no dead space here, is there?
That's it. We find with corn, some places they get absolutely decimated by mice and rats and squirrels. So by dotting them in a few different places, these have been untouched, but others have been completely wiped out.
So you're like spreading your bets, as it were.
That's it,
I like it. Now, I see you've got loads of potatoes down there. Can we go and have a look at those?
Of course, yeah.
These potatoes are looking pretty vibrant, aren't they? What are you growing?
So here, Ben, we're growing quite a large area of Sapo potatoes. They're virus and blight resistant. That's something we used to have quite a big problem with. These have been an absolute game changer.
And
for
do
us.
they store okay?
They do. We keep these, and we've got potatoes all the way through, even to the end of spring sometimes.
Really? Wow, that's good going. Now this is something that we have to address here. Now, bananas in England?
Bananas,
wow.
Here they are. You've got to bring a taste of the tropics.
Yeah, well, it feels tropical on a day like this, doesn't it? And do you have to kind of bundle them up in winter? How do you protect them from getting frosted?
Well, this particular variety is called Musa Bajdu, and it's root hardy to almost minus 18 degrees Celsius.
What?
So you can wrap these if your temperature goes below sort of -2 for the stems, but actually we find once the stems get big after the first couple of years, we no longer even wrap these.
Right, so they get a bit clobbered cosmetically, but then they spring back.
They often look a bit rough over winter. If you live in a very cold area, they'll die right down and grow back up, but here they just survive over winter.
I've never seen, I have seen bananas before in England, but this is probably the most magnificent specimen I've ever seen, so fair play.
Absolutely beautiful.
Now, this isn't nasturtium, is it? But it looks very similar.
No, this is actually called mashua. It's basically a perennial nasturtium, but it is even better than nasturtium because all parts of the plant is edible. It's got the classic sort of spicy leaf that nasturtium has got, but it's a little bit thicker.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
The flowers, when they come out later in the year, they're a little bit different to normal nasturtium as well. Beautiful orange trumpet flowers. You can eat those. But the selling point of this plant is it creates an edible tuber under the ground that you harvest in winter. It looks like a great big grub. You can eat it raw, grate it, use it in salads. It's spicy, a bit like wasabi. Or you can cook it and it gets really creamy and much more mild.
Nice. I love plants like that where you can absolutely every bit can be put to use. That gives you more bang for your buck, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. One of our favourites. It's from the Andes, and yeah, we really, really value it.
Dan, hello.
Hi.
Now this is it oca?
This is oca, yes. This is a tuber crop in the oxalis family, which we really value. There's many ways to use it, but we're using it this year as a ground cover in amongst some of our other plantings.
And that's really must be helping with this sort of baking hot season we're having so far.
It definitely is, especially when things were getting started. It just provided that bit of shade as well.
And the corn's got lovely kind of purple tinge to it, so I'm guessing that's not your common or garden sweet corn, is it? What have we got here?
This is a variety called Painted Mountain.
Oh yeah.
And viewers in America might know of this type of corn more, which is often known as like a flour corn or a flint corn.
Oh yeah.
Which isn't one that you eat fresh, which is really sweet, but you dry it out.
What would you use that for? Like making tortillas or?
So it can be used in a number of ways. You can grind it into a flour or down into kind of like a grit, and you can make porridge or tortillas or cornbread even.
Gosh, it's quite versatile, isn't it? And you've got two of the three sisters here with these squashes. They're looking really quite abundant. They're clearly liking the sunshine. What are your favourite squashes? What's growing here?
Well, we love to grow a variety called spaghetti squash, which is one that literally does come out like spaghetti. You can pull your fork through it. And we also grow one called jumbo pink banana as well, which is a massive beast.
Appropriately named by the sounds of it.
And what makes these crops beautiful is they're all ones that we can store over winter as well. In that time when it's leaner, we have good bulk of nutrients for us.
Yeah, fantastic.
So Ben, this whole area used to be thick with bramble and gorse, and slowly over the years we have brought it back to what you see today.
Bramble and gorse, how did you get on top of that? Because I imagine that must have been an absolute nightmare.
Oh yeah, Dan has worked incredibly hard over the years.
Got him to work there now.
And he still is, yeah, he still is now. And we do have to really keep on top of, particularly like the gorse will seed still. And if you pull it out while it's small, it's really easy to keep on top of. But yeah, and actually the gorse had created quite a good mulch on top of the soil here. But we have used a lot of compost, and then we wood chip the paths to really add in as much fertility as we can. And the wood chip also helps to lock moisture in, which continues to drain into the beds. Yeah. It's just a constant job, but it's one we love.
And where'd you get your wood chip from? Is that from a local tree surgeon or?
Yeah, we're actually really lucky. We have a green waste site very nearby. We would eventually like to get to the stage where we are 100% self-sufficient in compost. We do talk about getting a wood chipper, but it's really easy for us to go and get.
Well, if it's a resource on your doorstep, why not?
And it's all local, so it does still kind of fit with all of our ethics here as well.
Yeah. And I was noticing this. You were telling me earlier that this is your nemesis at the moment. This sheep sorrel. Sheep sorrel, this is another thing that this land has been thick with. It seems to love it here. Our soil is actually slightly acidic, so I'm assuming that this plant particularly likes acidic soil, and it just runs. It's got running roots, a bit like bindweed. It's another thing that we have to constantly stay on top of. But it is actually edible as well, so it does have some usage. Not all bad then, yeah.
No, yeah, the leaves have a really nice sort of slightly lemony flavour.
It's got a kind of electrical zing to it almost.
They are, so
very
they're
pleasant.
lovely in salads, and they are, I've heard, very medicinal as well. Tribes of the past have used them for in many ways before. I think anti-cancerous, I've heard.
Amazing. Alien heads?
And the chickens love alien heads.
They are pampered chooks, getting all this lovely fresh organic produce. Do you manage to grow anything for them, or is it just like scraps and so on that they get?
We are working on growing as much of their food as we possibly can, and that will hopefully build up over time. As you can see, we've got sunflowers growing in here, and that will be snack food for them when the sunflower heads seed up. We're also growing other things like amaranth, and we give them a lot of kale. We will still always make sure they have chicken layer pellets as well to make sure they get the nutrition that they need, but we're hoping to over time learn about lots of different foods. Having the chickens just adds another layer to our self-sufficiency, and hopefully over time we can make them more self-sufficient as well with the food that we grow.
Amazing.
So this is another amazing plant, Ben, that we use as a material. This is called the harakiki, I believe, by the Maori people of New Zealand, often called the formian.
Yeah, that's
Europe.
how I recognise it, yeah.
And this is a plant that they would use to weave baskets and mats with.
Cool.
And it has a really amazing kind of
satisfying that is, the way it just
it.
comes away in little strands.
Feel that, how strong it is. You can't even break it.
Oh my goodness, that is proper.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So we use this as a replacement of garden twine.
Yeah.
And you can make it a bit more nimble, literally by running your secateurs.
Oh,
like
so you get it kind of a bit more supple. Like, like a ribbon when you're tying up a
ribbon,
Christmas present or something.
And it's ready to go. Amazing. And you can tie bits together to make longer lengths as well.
Love it. Steaming up here, Dan, I reckon it must be over 100 Fahrenheit or like 40 or something in here.
I think well over 40, I'd say today, yeah.
But obviously someone's enjoying it, like the eggplant or aubergine. And this guy here, is that a tromboncino? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, this is actually, we call them trombone courgettes.
Trombone, yeah.
I think they may be Italian, and they grow literally well over a foot, sometimes over a metre. And the really cool thing about those is you can use them as normal courgettes this time of year. Okay. But you can also leave them on the plant to mature, and they store right the way through.
So you're getting like a summer and a winter squash all in one plant. That's impressive. Yeah. Again, it's like the bananas we saw earlier. It's sort of full of surprises. You know, that's quite something you associate with sort of Mediterranean climates. But I guess today is proving the point nicely.
Yeah. I mean, we love to push the limits of stuff and try everything.
So we've got all sorts in here, Ben, but a couple of things that I find really interesting is the kale. This kale plant over here, it's going into its third season. Really? It's done 2 winters. And then we've also got the New Zealand spinach, which we grow both inside and outside. And you can see now how heat tolerant New Zealand spinach really is. Yeah,
it's incredible. I've heard it's quite drought tolerant as well. So
it's loving life in here. And you can feel how hot it is today. Yeah. Another favourite thing that we grow in the tunnels every year are these Cape gooseberries. We've got 2 different varieties that we're trying this year, and they are just amazing. They give us such a beautiful harvest when all of the other fruits from the food forest are just about finishing at the end of summer, early autumn. Absolutely love Cape gooseberries.
Oh, gorgeous.
Try this one, Ben. This is Korean mint. It's the first year I've grown it, and we are absolutely loving it.
Oh, that's lovely. It's got a real aniseed note actually, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing in teas. I've read that it's the flowers that most people harvest for drying for tea, but I've actually been using the leaves and I think it's fabulous.
Oh, it's fabulous. So I guess you're saving the seeds here. Do you manage to save much of your own seed and keep it going from year to year?
We do try and save seed where it's feasible, because again, that's another layer of self-sufficiency. But we don't save seed if it's a really tricky one. You can see we've got the parsnips to the side of you there. They're pretty easy to save seed on. These leeks here. But yeah, anywhere we can add another layer to our self-sufficiency and reduce costs and close the loop and keep everything in-house, then we do try.
And I can see all the insects loving it too. There's like soldier beetles, wasps, flies, hoverflies. It's a buggy paradise here.
Yeah, and that is another reason why I just love leaving these leeks to flower, because yeah, they just offer so much diversity for the wildlife as well. So here's some more seed that we do save, Ben. So we've got pea and bean seeds here, and they are of course really easy seeds to save. So we just put them in these drying racks and finish them off in the shed.
They're really tactile and pleasingly kind of like, you know,
Yeah,
hear them rattling. It's so satisfying.
yeah, you just want to keep running
You
your
do,
fingers
don't you?
through
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
You guys are such sweet peas, you really are.
Thank you, Ben.
This is a lovely part of the garden with all these cut flowers. Are you selling them or is it just for your own vases at home?
A bit of both actually. So yeah, we've been really enjoying learning and trying to grow more cut flowers this year. Some of them is for us and for the insects, and yeah, we have been doing a few markets where we sell our surplus produce and also some of the beautiful cut flowers.
I think it sums up this area, you guys. You're beautiful people and you've got a beautiful thing going on here. Thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you, Ben.
It's
You're
been an absolute pleasure.
a true English gentleman.
Oh.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.